Hi, everyone. I'm Larry Buckland, pastor at Suncrest United Methodist Church, and I want to welcome you to another episode of the Rambles on. It's great to see you, Mark.
Glad to be here, Larry.
We had a little bit of a hiatus, but we've got a busy summer and a little bit of time off too. But we're going to be recording some extra episodes here pretty soon, but we're ready for another special one today.
We'll catch up as we go along.
That's right.
Last Sunday was the youth service.
Yeah.
And it's the first one we've had in quite a while.
Is that right?
Yes. Certainly since before COVID.
Okay.
And it's a service where the youth do it. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but they did the sermon.
Yeah.
They did the Bible readings. They played the music. They walked out and shook hands as people left. They ushered. What'd you think of it?
I loved it. I didn't know what to expect, and I will tell you a secret, Mark. Well, not really a secret anymore, is that I am more anxious when I'm present in worship and I'm not the one in control.
I can understand that.
So I was a little anxious about how it's going to go, but I thought it was great, and the feedback that we got from people after each service, I think exemplified that we did a great thing, and that the kids showing their want to be in the life of the church and using their talents. I thought it was a great Sunday.
It was. And I'm glad you didn't know what was going on behind the scenes, because it was total chaos.
I believe that. What people don't know is Angela's here, and we saw that she agreed. I think that there was a little bit of chaos happening.
Angela,
you know
Rich,
what? She gets a little nervous and anxious too.
Yeah, just a little.
But we still love her.
Absolutely. And we couldn't have pulled it off without her.
Exactly right.
We couldn't have pulled it off without Rich and the contemporary band. We couldn't have pulled it off without Christina T. and Ashley, the youth leaders. It was truly a collaborative effort that coalesced in the moment.
Yeah, it takes a team.
It does.
I think we got a pretty good team here.
I think we do. I thought it went really well, too. The questions I asked myself, what do you think the congregation got out of it?
I think, number one, they love seeing the life and the vibrancy and the enthusiasm of the youth and the kids, and just their presence is a huge thing. I know that might sound a little silly to say their presence, but seeing that many youth and kids, and then I remember even at the children's message, Carol Rotruck gave the children's message and talked about missions, and she usually attends 9 o'clock, and she mentioned, oh, look at all the kids here, and it was great.
It was. I had somebody talk to me after the first service and confess that they really didn't like coming to youth services because it tended to be a variation of the bathroom play at Christmas time. And he said, this was totally different. It was inspiring. It was interesting. I was glad I was here.
We need to take a look at what we've done here, Mark, because I understand, I resonate with that comment in ways that I've experienced from past appointments. Oftentimes when we would have a youth or kids Sunday, a lot of people took that day off. And it was more of a choreographed videos that kids would do along with the video and different things of music and songs. And I feel like that the adults may not have gotten as much out of that. And I feel like the adults really enjoyed the experience of worship this Sunday.
I think they also gained an awareness and appreciation of what the youth are an active participant in this church.
Yes.
I mean, the fact they did the sermon.
Yeah.
I mean, these were middle school kids. They did the sermon.
Yeah, it was middle school kids.
And it was heard, and people understood the message and appreciated what they had to say.
I think it's why I constantly remind all of us, is that they're not the church tomorrow, Mark.
No.
They're a church of now.
That's correct.
And when the kids know that they have a part in that, it makes them excited to be a part of something greater than themselves. And intergenerational worship, I think, is awesome to have.
Well, that brings me to the next question. What do you think the youth got out of it?
I think they got some confidence. I think they felt a little bit of leadership development happening for them. And to look back and see the community of faith worshiping together, I feel like they felt they were a part of something.
I do
part
too.
of the church.
Absolutely. I can tell you, in working with them in preparation, A lot of them were reluctant to stand up in front of the congregation. Oh, I can't do that. And once they did it, they said, when can we do it again?
Yeah.
They're anxious to do it again.
And we're going to.
We are going to. It's super what came out of it. Most important thing that they got out of it was the fact that they realized they do count and they are appreciated and that they are part and parcel to the congregation now and in the future too, but now.
Yeah.
It was a good Sunday.
Congregation gave them an ovation.
They did.
So, I mean, that tells you that wasn't something that was, that I prompted or anything. They just immediately gave them an ovation.
Have you ever had a sermon clapped for you?
Just a couple of times.
Oh, really?
But I've given a lot of sermons, Mark, so I don't know what that tells you.
All right. First time out, they got an ovation.
That's exactly right. I was so happy and pleased for them. And then we also, Mark, had 3 more confirmations and a baptism. And so exciting part of the youth as well is that, there are people that are becoming members of our church, their confirmation. And I always say to the youth after they're confirmed, now what? And this is a part of saying the now what. We want you to be engaged in leadership and being a part of the church, a disciple of Jesus Christ. It's exciting.
I don't want to forget the musicians that played.
Oh, yeah.
They were incredible. And then we had kind of 2 classes or accompaniment. There were the older kids, particularly the saxophonist, Kate Ford, on the first service. Was awesome.
Tremendous.
She's incredible.
I hadn't actually had the opportunity to hear her play before. I knew she did, but I hadn't gotten the opportunity, the pleasure of that. And she did such a fantastic job. And then, of course, we had the bells playing during and you did a great job of facilitating that message.
No, I was background. Mary did that. Mary Morrison, the bell leader.
I was getting ready to say that Mary Morrison, my goodness, what a treasure we have. And she did a great job leading those kids.
She did.
As our Suncrest ringers were ringing the bells.
She did. And it was fun working with them as they got better and better at what it was doing. And this was something they had done for a assisted living facility almost a month and a half ago.
Okay.
And so they rehearsed it once on Saturday, once Sunday morning, and pulled it off.
I did a great job.
It was really good. I can't think of anything else to brag on that Sunday. Oh, we could talk about the sermon, but the sermon I thought I picked it out. So I'm a little
partial,
prejudice.
Well, you should be. But you know what? I had a lot of great feedback. I even had people asking me if I came up with that, and I told them no, I did not. That Mark Markle came up with that. So that tells you they thought I was the one that did it, Mark. And I told them, no, I cannot take the credit.
I'll take that as a compliment, Larry.
Yes, please do. Mark Markle came up with that, and it was a great dialogue that our kids gave, and I loved it. And it was great hearing the voice of God, if you will.
Right. Moose did a great job. The other thing that came about, because we'd rehearsed that several times, and just for the audience, it was kind of a dialogue between God and the youth about the Lord's Prayer. And during the process of practicing it, questions came up was, what does hallowed mean? And what would you, the question is, what would you like heaven on earth? And one of the answers is, yeah, I kind of like that. But in our conversations with the youth, what would you think heaven on earth would be like? So it provided an opportunity for people, not the people, the youth, to explore their spirituality, the meaning of God in the world and in the life. So that youth doing that service has much bigger tentacles than that Sunday morning.
Yeah, there was education happening. One thing that, how you said that the kids might have been asking what hallowed is. Well, we know we might be talking about that, and the listeners probably might know it's holy. However, you know what they probably don't know what is? What's a moose?
Oh. It's not the big animal with horns. It's Moose Moltz is one of the members of our church, and his daughter was part of the program.
Granddaughter, yeah.
It's granddaughter. That's correct. Thank you. And he had the voice of God.
Yes.
And I thought he did a wonderful job.
So Rick, also better known as Moose. Right. And he'll introduce himself as Moose. And what a great guy, a great volunteer. And he was here.
Despite his broken foot.
I know.
I just can't believe he comes hobbling in on crutches props it up and
just still goes at it, and those of us who know Moose would not be surprised, and also know that the way he got hurt was trying to help someone else by carrying things.
Yeah.
No doubt. That's the culture we want around here, is mission and service, and Moose is an example of that.
Well, I can't brag anymore on that service. Do you have anything else to say?
I just want to say it was a great Sunday for a lot of reasons. A few weeks back, we talked about me having Sabbath, and I admitted even when I'm here and not preaching, it might be a little bit of Sabbath, but I get a little stressed, but it all was fantastic, and I loved every bit of it, and I had a great Sunday afternoon just reflecting, thinking about our Youth Sunday. And we're also excited about what we have coming up. We're doing a series, The Gospel According to Ted Lasso. And if you haven't seen Ted Lasso yet, I hope that you might read up on it or check it out on Apple Plus TV. You can probably binge watch a little bit and catch up on. There are 3 seasons. And but you do not have to have watched it to be a part of this sermon series. And then the other we want you to know is we have a member of our church, plays piano at 11 a.m. at our contemporary, Elise Chaffins. She wrote a book that you can get on Amazon, or we're going to have some extra copies here at the church, the Ted Lasso Relationship Guide. And I'm excited. I'm hearing from people that I haven't heard from in a while because we've been promoting this series. And so it's going to be for 6 weeks. So I hope people will take a watch or listen to our sermon series, or better yet, come on out to Suncrest and see us.
See us.
It's going to be a fun July and middle of August.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. And I encourage people to come. Yeah. It's going to be fun.
We're having fun here, friends, at Suncrest, and we're looking forward to what summer has to bring us. We hope you all are having a good summer and staying cool, and we look forward to the next time that we get to ramble on, because we've really gotten used to doing that. So we missed the last couple of weeks, and I miss seeing you, Mark.
I miss seeing you too, Larry.
Yeah. So we miss you all being able to be a part of the podcast. So we hope that you will also subscribe and share to the Rambles On. We're here at Suncrest United Methodist Church, so we hope you all have a great week, and we will see you again next Tuesday.